Hello everyone, Cherries Red Army YouTube channel. Welcome to this match reaction. Nottingham Forest 0, AFC Bournemouth 0. Let's go! So Jonathan Woodgate prepared for Nottingham Forest away, a team we've never beaten at the City Ground. He made 4 changes to the starting lineup. 4-2-3-1 would be the formation again. Pearson would retain his place alongside Lerma. Wilshere would come back in for Billing. Billing would be disappointed after his performance on Tuesday, but when you've got Jack Wilshere in your team, you can understand why he starts. Sam Surridge would also make way for Shane Long, a performance that we'd need from Shane Long and a reason why we signed him on loan. Nottingham Forest was set up with Glenn Murray up top, an ex-AFC Bournemouth player. No Harry Arter. Don't know what's going on there. And also Lewis Graben would be on the bench as well. Nottingham Forest only lost 1 game in 10, finding a bit of form, and we would have to find a way to break them down and win the game. So the first 10 minutes of the game would be a slow tempo to the match, and the first 10 minutes wouldn't be great for AFC Bournemouth. Steve Cook, our captain, our leader, would pull up with an injury. He knew he couldn't carry on. Lloyd Kelly came on as a sub, and let's hope that injury isn't too bad. Danjuma would get the captain's armband. Let me know what you think about that. A bit of a strange decision. Ben Pearson would work hard off the back of Tuesday with Lerma protecting that back four. But we were trying to go through Nottingham Forest using Ben Pearson and Jeff Lerma a bit too much instead of trying to get the emphasis on our attacking players. We'd also go wide, trying to use players like Rico and Smith. A diagonal ball that was going out to Smith quite often, and actually Smith was doing his hardest to create some attempts for us from that width, but the crossing was either not good enough or we couldn't get on the end of it. Stanislas would show the first chance that we'd have in the match. He would cut him from the left, he would curl a ball, but it was just wide, not on target. We would give a silly free kick away just outside of our box. A free kick that would be struck down the throat of Begovic, which he would spill, but he would get quickly, grab hold of before Glenn Murray could get on the end of it. Frustrating play, too slow, not getting Wilshere and Danjuma in the game. Danjuma would hug that touchline, and I was looking for him to come off that touchline and play in pockets, because that's where he can hurt teams. That's where he got his goal last week against Birmingham, picking it up in between the midfield and defence, fronting up one-on-one against the centre-back. But he's hugging that touchline, and when he does hug that touchline, sometimes he does too much, tries to do flicks, tricks, tries to take 2 players on, and we don't see the best of him. Didn't really look under the cosh. We dominated the game again in the first half. Possession, 65%. But when we go in at half-time 0-0, we've got players like Danjuma having the least amount of touches, 13. Wilshere, 14. Lloyd Kelly, who had only played 40 minutes of that half, 36. And again, the problems that we've had under previous management are there again. Too many touches, too slow, not effective, not brave enough. But could Woodgate get into them? Could we come out in the second half a little bit better? We had to. So the second half we came out, but unfortunately much of the same. Houghton's game plan, perfect. Playing out exactly how he wanted it to be. A low block, not really being too attacking, happy with a point if they get it. Keep that unbeaten run that they've got going in the last few games. Try and climb that table for them. But we know we need playoffs. And if we've got any sort of a chance at automatics, we need to be winning games. We're drawing way too many games this season. But our tempo didn't really change. We still played in front. It was still too predictable. Our defence was brilliant. You know, they worked hard, but sometimes on the ball again, Lloyd Kelly's just too passive, just wants to go home, and there's not enough urgency. I thought Carter Vickers had another good game in the second half, kept it going, and Smith was trying his hardest. Rico would get down the left, but again, the quality from the left was poor. And he's just not giving it everything he has in his locker. Where were the changes? Come on, change it up. Surridge is on the bench. Shane Long's not really doing much. I thought his hold-up play was okay in the first half, but he's not giving us that number 9 creativity or effect that we need. But they wouldn't really come. Ben Pearson would pull up with an ankle injury. He would get substituted. David Brooks would come on. But again, we're not getting David Brooks in areas where he can hurt. We're not playing football quick enough, which enables him to have space and lead on one-on-ones with defenders. And it just didn't happen. Sam Surridge would come on with 10 minutes to go, and Phil Billing as well. But 10 minutes sometimes is not enough. It takes you 10 minutes to get into the rhythm of the game. Not that there was a rhythm in the game, but you need to give these players a little bit longer. Is that the inner Woodgate that we actually saw today? A man that managed Middlesbrough to about 19th in the Championship, lowest goal scorers in the league. There's an argument to say that we played like this many times under JT, but the substitutions were very tentative today and we just weren't brave enough. The game would end 0-0. Stanislas would have a chance at the end, but the goalkeeper would come out and clear that. So 0-0 it was. A point for Forest. They're very happy with that, I'm sure. A point for us. Another draw. Gives us a little bit more space before the fixtures at 3 o'clock, but we need to be pushing on a little bit higher up that playoffs. So there it is, 0-0. Still haven't beaten Forest away at the City Ground. Another draw at the City Ground for AFC Bournemouth. A poll went out for your man of the match. Some might say man of the match, but you know what? You've got to give some credit to some of those players that did a defensive good game off the ball for us today. And our man of the match, voted by the Cherries Red Army YouTube fans and Twitter, was Cameron Carter-Vickers, and he did have a good game. He was solid, he worked hard, he was organised, and you've got to hand it to Cameron Carter-Vickers. He was deserved man of the match. So our next fixture in the Championship will be Rotherham, a team that we drew 2-2 with away from home in the first league game between the teams. They bullied us that day. On Wednesday, we need to be a little bit stronger. We need to hurt Rotherham from the off. If we score an early goal, I've said it time and time again, we will take teams apart. We can put teams to bed, manage our squad, manage the team, and get the result that we need. There'll be no match preview live on YouTube for Rotherham, but there will be a preview video coming out, so check that out for Tuesday. There will also be no lineups live for that one as well, but that will return for the following weekend. Also, we've got an interview with Neil Young on Thursday, so make sure you subscribe and check that out. And also make sure you like this video, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Thank you for the support. You know, let's grow this channel. Let's get it as far as we can. And let me know your thoughts on who you thought was good today. What was bad today? What could Woodgate have done differently before the game, during the game, to maybe have won us the game? Have a good weekend, Cherries. And until the next video, we'll see you soon. Up the Cherries.